So the network will always be there. It's how we thread it into our business life that matters. Now the trick is, what do you do? Because here's my big thing for 2012. If everyone is on social networks, then what? For those of you who feel like you just got onto social media and it's too much to do just that, I'm telling you, go even a step deeper and learn how to produce something and produce content that's of interest to people, that you can keep people's opinion with that. And the only reason I get to talk to Anthony's class is because I wrote a crappy book that people like with my friend Julian, and because I write a blog that a lot of people read because, I spend time making some good content. It's not because I'm a great tweeter. That's the other thing people are kind of getting a little wrong, is they're like, man, I've got 3,000 something friends on Facebook. I'm awesome. That's not awesome. It's awesome if you can bring something cool to the campfire that everyone can stand around and talk about. So it's not enough to be on the networks anymore. In 2012 and beyond, it's about making something of visual interest and content that'll be good for you. I'll tell you what, I'm not reading that much of is social media books. Oh my God. I couldn't be any more bored by most of those books anymore. If another book tells me to join the conversation, I will punch kids at a playground. And then I guess just to finish that off as far as reading goes, no matter what you're doing in business, always read way outside of what you think you should, because I think where everyone goes wrong is they're all reading the same books, so they all come with the same ideas. If you really want to take the world on, you've got to read way outside of what the other kids are reading, because then you're going to be able to find that new idea and synthesize it, which is sort of the Archimedes effect part of the book. It's how do you find some leverage to go on and do something new and better. I just read that book by, I'm trying to find it, but, oh, there it is, The Education of Millionaires by whatever his jerky self is, Michael Ellsberg. And his book is basically a treatise for dropping out. And he's saying that all the great, millionaires that he knows are dropouts and blah, blah, blah. And I disagree with the theory. I think that, here's what's really true. I think that you need to learn how to make your own path and be brave enough to work on your path. No matter if you're in a professional environment like school and higher education, or if you're working on your own. I will tell you my very personal experience with higher education was that I kept sitting around like it was high school, and I kept thinking that everything in the system was designed to see me through and see me succeed, as if the reason I showed up to college was that they were going to be motivated for me and that they were going to be, help me with my success. I will give you a huge hint. You don't have to, your school doesn't care if you succeed or not, they just want your money. And I mean that on the most baseline truth. Anthony wants you to succeed, but that's because he's got a soul. Your most loved colleague or significant other wants you happy and all that, but is still dealing with his or her own misery and trying to make her own life or his own life work right. So you need to do it on your own. You have to be the person guiding your own path. Emerson said it, do not go where wherever the road may lead. Go where there's no road and leave a trail. You have to bring all of the energy and all the spice to every class you take. You have to bring your own criteria for success that has nothing to do with the grade. I am forever thrilled when some college grad will tell me that they were a 3.78 GPA, and I'll say, that is so amazing. How does that make me more money? And the little pause and the little looking at the floor moment that happened shortly thereafter is so gratifying, because it's, that's step one. Step one is to get good grades because, someone told you should get good grades, and certain companies care that you have good grades, but that's because they don't know how to manage anything besides consistency and conformity, which Oscar Wilde has a great quote on that I'll totally ruin if I try to say it. But the real winners of the universe, the real people who are doing it, have their own path inside, follow that path, change their path, and most definitely do what Margot is doing, and that is go out and read the weird stuff so that you can find your own storyline to tie it to. Thank you.